Mind your head, because it might not be there in a few seconds.
Yeah, that's right, asshole.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for another top 10 one-hit kill enemies. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. Once again, we're taking a look at enemies who can, as the title suggests, off you in a single hit. We will be making an exception for enemies in RPGs whose hits you can sometimes survive if you're a totally twinked out high-level character, but those who still own noobs for breakfast.
The Reapers had already infested this place by the time I arrived.
If there are any instant deaths on this list that you think we missed out, don't forget to check out our previous video on the topic.
I think you're a bit confused.
Number 10, the Slenderman. Slender, the 8 pages. The words, "you can run but you can't hide," have never been more true than in this popular survival horror game. As you wander around in the pitch black woods, searching for 8 pages scattered throughout, you'll have to do all you can to watch out for the suit and tie wearing monster that is the Slenderman. Not only does this silent killer make us quiver in fear due to our limited sight and his random appearances, but as you gradually collect the pages, he'll only pop up more and more until he finally gets his hands on you. Number 9, Calo Nord. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Go away.
This is not your typical bounty hunter scum. He may not be as well known as the more slick-looking Boba Fett, but Nord is regarded as the deadliest in his time. This is mostly due to how he studied the techniques of his pursuers when he had a price on his head as a child. With that in mind, you may not want to get too buddy-buddy with this guy when you first meet him. In fact, it might be better if you just don't talk to him at all. Though your eventual fight with him later may not end as quickly as it can here, he still makes his point clear. Don't let him get to 3. Number 8, Berserker, Gears of War. These hulking beasts might not share the same mental capacity as their more organized locust brethren, but that certainly doesn't get in the way when it comes to killing off cogs. Shown as being brutal beasts that are near indestructible and can very easily tear the limbs off any man, they also rely heavily on smell and sound due to their apparent blindness. Their only noted weakness has been exposure to extreme levels of heat, or a little help from the satellite-powered weapon that is the Hammer of Dawn. With such an intimidating monster to contend with, you'd better start running now. Number 7, Lurker, Resident Evil 0. While the Resident Evil games have scared the proverbial pants off of gamers with their extensive collection of undead beasts, we're often reminded of how terrifying nature can be when you simply let things grow a little bit too big. While giants, spiders, and snakes are bad enough, it's the lurkers from Resident Evil 0 that prove to be the most shocking. Although they might not look as deadly compared to some of the series' more grotesque monsters, their appetite for human meat is still very much there. Getting caught by their tongues means you'll be quickly feasted upon. That is, of course, if you don't get to that trigger fast enough. Number 6, Giants, Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. Within the open lands of Skyrim, most creatures can usually split into 2 groups. Those you see as another wanderer exploring the world, and those that see you as lunch. However, when it comes to the roaming giants of this cold land, you're sadly just a nuisance in their eyes. While many won't attack you outright when you catch their attention, they will, however, get really mad if you get within a few feet of them, or if you try to disturb any of their mammoths. Our best advice? Maybe you should bring a parachute. Number 5, The Witch on Expert Mode. Left 4 Dead series.
Stop freaking out the damn witch.
While having to deal with the hordes of the undead in this 4-player zombie shooter, make extra sure to listen out for the faint cries of a woman. Nope, it's not a lost survivor. It's one of the undead's deadliest. This fierce woman will burst into a rage-fueled frenzy when approached, or if you accidentally shine your flashlight on her. While taking her out in normal mode is hard enough, it's when playing on expert mode that she will tear into you within seconds. Number 4, Mimics, Dark Souls 3. They say that curiosity can be a dangerous thing, and that's pretty evident here. A mainstay from the series, the Mimic camouflages itself as a simple chest and waits for the moment a loot-craving adventurer gets a little too greedy for themselves, sprouting arms and biting down hard. Dark Souls 3's iteration gives players no escape if they're caught in its grasp. If you do happen to survive or pick up on its disguise, you are welcome to go toe-to-toe with it, or simply use an undead hunter charm to knock it out and then walk away with the good stuff. Number 3. Banshee, Mass Effect 3. What were once peaceful members of the Asari race have now been synthetically mutated so as to act as another form of infantry to the humongous alien invaders known as the Reapers. As the name would imply, their main attack comes from their downright painful screech. One that, if done at close range, can stagger you and deplete your shields. On top of that, it's bad enough that they can teleport right up to you, but if they grab you, it can and will lead to you ending up in their razor-sharp claws. Number 2. Everything, Hotline Miami series. This bloody pixelized game is not one to go easy on ya. You play as a random man who is forced to perform hits on multiple hideouts, each containing rooms filled with armed criminals who kinda wanna do the same to you. What makes much of this game a challenge for the player is just how easy it is to die, when all it takes is just one hit for you to be lying bleeding on the carpet. By using both the environment and timing to your advantage, you might be able to manage to keep that fragile head of yours safe, at least until the next mission. Before we get to our top pick, we only have one honorable mention this time around. Number 1. Xenomorph, Alien Isolation. Do you run or do you hide? Both options can seem pretty bad in this deadly game of cat and mouse between the daughter of Ellen Ripley, Amanda, and the terrifying Xenomorph. Displaying all the animalistic traits of its film counterpart, the Xenomorph will stalk you everywhere and find you just about anywhere.
You think you can just up and run away? You crazy.
Whether it be under a table, up in the vents, or just trying to remain breathless in a locker, it can probably find you there. While you can find and craft various equipment to help you in avoiding the creature's jaws, such as a motion scanner and a short burst flamethrower, in the end it'll all do very little if you are caught by the ultimate predator. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.